The worst prisons in the world. A prison where people have to cut their legs off. Let's find out. A prison is a place from which we all are scared of hell. Even the name of it scares us. This should prevent you from ever driving on the wrong side of the road when it comes to the law. Consider being imprisoned in a cell with restricted movement. There will be no family or friends, no freedom, and no future hope. But there's more to it, and the pain doesn't end there. There are jails in the world that will make you regret for all of your bad actions. So for today, we have gathered a list of the worst prisons in the world. Let's jump in. La Sabaneta Prison, Venezuela. Venezuela's jail is among the worst in the world. It is also one of the most lawless and dangerous areas on the planet. 3,700 detainees are jammed into a facility meant for just 700 offenders. This demonstrates that a lack of financing, as well as persistent understaffing, is a concern. Because the guard-to-inmate ratio is 150, establishing order is nearly difficult. The jail cells are overrun by gangs. It's a hellhole run by vicious and brutal gangs. Mendoza Prison, Argentina. Mendoza Prison in Argentina is significantly overcrowded, with a population nearly 3 above its capacity. Inmates are crammed into cells as little as 43 square feet, 4 square meters, and many are forced to sleep on the floor without beds. Amnesty International reported on the issue in 2005, warning that those imprisoned in Mendoza are in such a terrible state that they have gone as far as sewing their lips shut in demand of better living conditions. The circumstances at the period were so bad that detainees were subjected to torture and, in some cases, death. Moreover, the state of the toilets, there are trash, and many prisoners don't even have the basic luxury of having it. It's that worse that many prisoners have to use plastic bags and even bottles as their washrooms. And they can't even think of medical care because the prison just doesn't offer it. Diyarbakir Prison, Turkey. The Turkish Ministry of Justice constructed Diyarbakir Prison in 1980. Following the Turkish coup of September 12, 1980, Diyarbakir became a martial rule military jail where torture was a typical method for forced integration of Kurds. Following the September coup, 650,000 individuals were arrested, with the majority of them being assaulted or tortured. More than 500 people perished, the majority of them in Diyarbakir. Prisoners were subjected to horrendous acts of systematic torture during the time of barbarity, which refers to the early and mid-1980s when Diyarbakir was freshly established. Hundreds of testimonies from former Diyarbakir inmates have told of physical and mental abuse, sleep, sensory, water, and food deprivation, Palestinian hangings, hanging by the arms, mock executions, electric shocks to genitals, extraction of nails and healthy teeth, rape or threat of rape, and other atrocities. These atrocities against Kurdish detainees encouraged the establishment of the Kurdistan Workers' Party, or PKK, which is still fighting the Turkish authorities. Today, Diyarbakir is still a functional jail with a high rate of human rights abuses per inmate. To conflicting reactions, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan stated in 2021 that it will be converted into a cultural center. United States Penitentiary Administrative Maximum Facility. We all might have heard about this place at least once. This is the most maximum security prison in the United States, often known as ADX Florence, Florence ADX, Supermax, or the Alcatraz of the Rockies. This prison, first opened in 1994, accommodates some of the world's most dangerous offenders, including Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, Ramzi Youssef, who was responsible for the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, and Zakaria Musawi, who was engaged in the 9/11 attacks. Inmates at this prison are kept in solitary confinement for 23 hours a day in 7 by 12 foot, 2 by 3.6 meter concrete cells. The windows are small, and prisoners eat their meals via small gaps in the metal doors of their cells. When prisoners are permitted to leave their cells during the 1-hour leisure session, they are restrained and taken to a tiny outside cage by numerous guards. Former Warden Robert Hood famously described the jail as a clean version of hell. Camp 22, North Korea. It is one of the world's political jails. Camp 22 has little resemblance to a concentration camp. It is sealed off from the rest of the world, and the convicts are imprisoned for life. The complex is large and vast, covering approximately 87 square kilometers. It is surrounded by electric fencing and is guarded by armed guards. There are an estimated 50,000 detainees, with the majority of them imprisoned for criticizing the administration. Gitarama Prison, Rwanda. This would be the saddest prison on our list. Gitarama, the world's most overcrowded jail, houses almost 7,000 inmates in a facility designed to accommodate just 400. The majority of the detainees are suspects in the 1994 Rwandan genocide. Because of the excessive congestion, the men and women detained here are forced to stand barefoot on the dirty ground all day, causing their feet to rot. Many eventually require amputations, but with just one full-time doctor on staff, most convicts are unable to obtain the care they require, resulting in a half-dozen fatalities every day. Anyway, this wraps up our video for today. Which is the worst prison in your opinion? Let us know in the comments section down below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel while you're at it.